Could we take our seats so we can get started? We have a busy morning this morning, and it's good to see this room filled to the degree it is this morning. And welcome to the fall weather. Mabel, you take roll call? Mabel?
Yes, sir. Hold on, sir. We're checking someone in. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Take roll call, please.
Andover B, absent. I'm sorry. I jumped to Andover B. Acadia,
Present by proxy.
Acadia 2,
Present by proxy.
Andover A,
Present by proxy.
Andover B, absent. Andover C, absent. Andover E, absent. Andover G, absent. Andover I,
Present by proxy.
Bedford A,
Present by proxy.
Bedford B, absent. Bedford C,
Present by proxy.
Bedford D,
Present by proxy.
Bedford F,
Present by proxy.
Bedford G, absent. Bedford H,
Present by proxy.
Bedford J, absent. Brookfield,
Present by proxy.
Cambridge A,
Present by proxy.
Cambridge F, absent. Cambridge H, absent. Cambridge I, absent. Cambridge J, absent. Cambridge K, absent. Cambridge L, absent. Canton Court D, absent. Devonshire,
Present by proxy.
Dorchester B,
Present by proxy.
Dorchester C, absent. Dorchester D, absent. Fairfield B, absent. Fairfield D,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield E,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield F, absent. Gloucester C, absent. Gloucester D,
Present by proxy.
Gloucester G, absent. Gloucester H, absent. Gloucester K, absent.
Present by proxy.
Sorry again, Gloucester K,
Present by proxy.
Gloucester L, absent. Gloucester N, absent. Highgate A,
Present by proxy.
Highgate B,
Present by proxy.
Highgate E, absent. Highgate F, absent. Highgate 3,
Present by proxy.
Inverness,
Present by proxy.
Knowles, 2. Absent. Lancaster, 3.
Yeah, true. Present by proxy.
Lyndhurst,
Present by proxy.
Manchester, 3.
Present by proxy.
Maplewood,
Present by proxy.
Nantucket, 3.
Present by proxy.
Nantucket, 5. Absent. Oxford, 1.
Present.
Again. Could you please come to the table and sign in?
Wanted or appreciated?
Could you please come to the table next time and sign in like everyone else?
I doubt it. Thank you.
And we'll do this every time.
Good.
Great, thank you.
Comments are not needed or appreciated.
Oxford, 2.
Present by proxy.
Quail Pass, absent. Radisson, 2.
Present by proxy.
Richmond,
Present. I apologize.
last name please.
Ninehouse.
Okay, thank you.
Southampton, 1.
Present.
Last name please.
Daniels. Thank you.
Southampton, 2.
Present by proxy.
Tremont, 2.
Present by proxy.
Villeroy,
Present by proxy.
Worlington.
Present by proxy.
Mr. President, you have a quorum of 86.3% with 4,770 units with 85 association.
Thank you, and I'll call the meeting to order. It is 9:40 a.m. And you please rise for pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the October Draft Federation membership meeting. May I have a motion to approve? Thank you, Greg. The second, Dan Page. In the proxies, are there any no votes?
No.
Is there any objection to approving the minutes from the October meeting? If not, we will consider the minutes approved without doing an entire roll call vote. Seeing no objection, the October 15 Draft Federation meeting minutes are approved. I'll turn it over to Ginger to do your report from the Land Trust Management.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. All right, here we go. All right, we'll start off, we'll move through this pretty quickly. I know you have a lot of business today. Fitness programming, you'll just see these numbers begin inching up as we're getting back. We talked to the board in our session with them, saying it's actually almost looking normal to us again. And we're so grateful for that, but you'll see these numbers start climbing. Here, we still have a large percentage still using the South Club gym. That's a little smaller than prior months because of the renovations going on, but we'll see that number climbing as well. Moving over into the salon and spa usage here, you can see we're almost at last year. COVID was something that didn't affect the salon usage, which was amazing to watch the impact on various areas. But that is climbing back because we finally got a wonderful massage therapist. Our prior long-term staff member and associate had relocated, so it was a long search, but she's very popular now, and we'll see those numbers climbing as well. Food and beverage, we've got, here we go with total patrons served and sales for October. We had budgeted, remember, a year ago, trying to see what the future looked like. We got real close there. And then the board had asked us to also mention La Perk usage because, of course, that just opened halfway through October. And you can see what, oh, there's the other bullet point, sorry about that. The last 2 weeks in October, very similar to the first 2 weeks in November. It's a small operation, and we've pivoted and tried to change that into a more efficient, where it's more grab and go and minimize food waste, et cetera. But the board asks that I keep you all updated on that as we go. Moving on to the projects, there's a lot of words up here. I'll just briefly go through these. As you know, we've got the South Club pool deck expansion project underway. We have selected a vendor, and they will be beginning what we call phase 1, which is taking those 2 cabanas and creating kind of a tiki bar type of concept there that will have food and beverage service. It's not a sit-down bar, it's a walk-up bar, but it will be able to serve the folks utilizing the pool deck more efficiently than having to, go all the way down to the bar in the building, on the other side of the building, actually. The permit is nearing final stages with the county. Victoria and her team started that some time ago. Nothing moves through the county too quickly, so that's almost done. The indoor pool project's underway. We've had some slight delays there. Probably you all are familiar with your own associations between labor and materials. It's just the world out there right now, and it's you run into roadblocks, whether it's something's back ordered or something's on a slow boat coming over or stuck in a port somewhere. So we're doing our best to get that one up and running as soon as possible. Just a couple HVAC units, those are part of the normal replacement plan. And then the North Court Complex shuffleboard courts, we have some restriping and resurfacing to be done. We have selected a vendor, and that will begin in the 4th quarter. And then the pool furniture refurbishment schedule, every year we replace a certain percentage. We try not to just throw stuff out if it's refurbishable and we can get it restrapped and sandblasted and recoated. We do that, and we have done that, 25% of each pool deck every year for over a decade. And special events, just wanted to mention here, in partnership with the Sun City Center Emergency Squad, the CERT Community Emergency Response Team, and the SCC Security Patrol, we work together as a team to successfully host the Kings Point Booster Vaccine Program. We're so proud over a 2-day period that over 1,300 community members received their booster shots, and a huge thank you and shout out to all of those who were involved in the planning and operations of the event. And with special gratitude to Mike Bardell, Liz Argott, Bob Preston, Marianne Meeker, who were crucial to helping make the pharmacy arrangements that we partnered with to provide those boosters, and also to Karen Coons and Suze Hill from the Pickleball Club for hosting the hospitality suite. The nurses and the volunteers were extremely grateful, and for all of your donations and community outpouring of gratitude for the team. It's a necessary program we're running now, but they're always so pleased when they come here at how grateful the community is for their efforts. So thanks to all of you. Just a couple of mentions here the Alzheimer's Lunch and Learn seminars hosted by Care Access were filled, and they will be bringing back more of these seminars. December 1st and every first Wednesday of every month going forward, it will be Jim's Open Air Market. If you haven't been up here, the market is over in the field by the pickleball courts, and they have a group of about 45 vendors and food trucks. It's a really nice day to go out there and wander around. There will be a tree lighting ceremony on November 26th. Jack, are you going to speak to this at all? Should. Okay. This is on Friday, November 26th. 2 Christmas trees will be at Charles Hassel Heritage Park, decorated for the holidays in this first time ever lighting ceremony event. And we have carolers and a food truck and even a visit from Santa Claus. Matt, is that sold out for the seats? Yes, he says that's all booked up. I believe people can go, but the seats actually are all taken. And just a hint, don't try parking over there. You'll have to park elsewhere and then walk over. It'll be real busy. And we will have traffic control out there, so be careful if you're moving past the park that day. It's the day after Thanksgiving. We have a holiday arts and crafts fair that will be coming up December 4th. That's always a great opportunity to go shopping for your family. And I will hold on the Taste of the Holidays. I believe Jack will probably mention that. And then looking forward, we have the Veterans Theater New Year's Eve party here. Tickets are available now at the box office.
Before you leave that, Ginger, you were talking about don't try to park for the tree lighting. The parking lot behind this building and also the North Club will be open and tram service
Yes.
will be provided.
Yes,
So
thank you.
there is a slight walk, so if you don't want to walk, there will be tram service.
Yes, I was meaning over at Heritage because that'll obviously be all booked up. I won't read all these numbers, but you'll see transportation, utilage climbing as well. And then with security, we've got, again, over 13,000 passes issued. The prior number I gave you was 12,000. So you can see it starts growing very quickly. And you can see the highest call volume, 341 calls on October 12th, with the average per day. That will probably double by the end of season there. And just as a final note, we have a pilot program we're getting ready to begin. It's the installation and configuration of a driver's license scanner. If you've gone to some other communities, maybe your family members live in them, when you go to the gate, you'll see a guard come out and kind of do that little scanner. That's a technical term, of your license. It gets your information. So we've got a group that we're going to work with first, the caregivers, and they'll be getting information as when they come through, because we want to get it all perfected first before we use it on your guests. But please know that we will get lots of information out ahead of time, and as we refine the implementation process further, and we'll let you know what the protocols are. But this is in an effort just to better monitor who's coming and going. Use technology to our advantage, which is, increasing and improving faster than we can keep up with it. And we'll go from there, but I'll keep you in tune. I hope you all have a glorious Thanksgiving holiday with your families, and we're all incredibly grateful to be here this year and be able to look back and see what we all went through together. So happy Thanksgiving.
I would only like to add one thing to your report, if I may, Ginger, in regard to the vaccine individuals who work very diligently, including Mr. Bardell and Liz Argott and Bob Preston and Mary Ann Meeker. You left out a member of your staff who tirelessly worked on it, and I think not to recognize him for his work and contribution is not fair to him. So, Matt, thank you for what you do for the community. And I will turn the meeting over to Keith, unless, Ginger, you have something else to say.
He actually wrote the blurb for me, so. And also, we didn't mention our associates and partners, and Keith was also part of that process, so thank you too.
Good morning again, everybody. This is the first service management report for November. Again, I'll try to make it quick because I know everybody's excited for the next presentation. A couple laughs there. Well, quickly for the monthly financials, again, we are transitioning from Bank United to City National Bank, so this is the first month that we will receive the October financials for City National Bank. So we're doing double financials as well as some corporate checks on the financials that are completed for City National Bank. So there has been a slight delay in the normal process. A lot of people usually get them right away once Debbie's done. This month has been a little bit delayed, but we're still inside that timeline of the 21st. If everybody hasn't gotten theirs yet, they will get them today on the 19th. Just quickly, operation of the COVID, again, we're still open. No masks are required in our lobby. And a couple of administration stats for the month of October. Transfers were 37 and leases are 45. We're starting to see upticks in both of those, especially leases as we get closer to season. Obviously, there's the sales are back as well. Back in the summer, we were down in the 20s on the sales of units, so we're starting to see a nice uptick in that as well. Office took about 3,600 phone calls for the month of October, did about 500 pest control appointments, and saw over 1,000 people walk through the door. We had about 67 alteration forms submitted by the residents from the associations, only issued 14 violations, processed 195 invoices, and drew up 9 new contracts. I'll kind of run through the next couple slides. So the insurance, the gentlemen from USI, Brian and Adam, are, I believe, out in the lobby waiting. They're going to be at the next meeting as well. But we held a nice insurance workshop back in October, and we'll probably touch on a couple of those things again today. But again, that was a nice workshop to have as we look for renewal coming in April. Trash collection, I won't go into it too much because we'll talk about it in the budget, but the new contract is in the works to replace Waste Connection, and that will take effect on January 31st, 2022. Pest control is still inside the 3-day window for the general pest program. Hurricane season, we are close to the end of hurricane season. Hopefully with the cooler weather coming down, that will stop any potential storms coming through, especially in the Gulf of Mexico. Landscape vendor contracts, the RFP process has been sent out. We had a nice on-site meeting with the vendors that accepted to come out and drive the property. We got into a Vesta, a bus, a tram, and went through all the sections. So we appreciate the utilization of the tram from Vesta, and we're able to talk through the vendors on expectations and work through the bid process. So all 4 sections we're going to be getting bids in. The due date for that is December 3rd, and we'll have a RFP opening party in the Waterside room after the December 3rd board meeting. Once we start getting those, we'll start to see the actual numbers coming in from those bids, and then work through the committee and the board on selecting a vendor for each section. Grading inspections took place earlier this week, so November was kind of a short month. We only had 3 inspection weeks. December we'll have 5 inspection weeks, and the grading meeting will take place on December 22nd. Monthly work orders were 75, which is a lot higher than normal. A good portion of those was work order requests, requests for proposals from the vendors. There will be no education workshop for November, just with the holidays and the budget meetings and things like that. We're going to move that either into early December or into January. Palm tree trimming, we are in the monthly maintenance cycle for the palm trees. We're using a separate work order system. So POCs, you can continue to submit your work orders through Connect, and we will obviously acknowledge the receipt of that work order and add it to the Excel work order list for Brown's Tree. Ryan DeBorg is also inspecting the properties for trees that need to be addressed for palm trees, as well as Brown's Tree. When they're here, they're going through the properties. And again, the monthly maintenance is really addressing brown fronds, opened up seed pods, and items or limbs, fronds that are scraping or touching the roofs. So we're looking to address those items during that monthly cycle. Lastly, real quick, emergency contact information. Again, always important to update those. After hours emergency number is on the screen. Definitely a lot of folks utilize that. We've had several oak trees causing some water problems, and odd little things here and there, especially on the weekends, but don't hesitate to call, especially if you need to get a plumber out there, the county shut off and things like that. We can help coordinate those type of things to stop those leaks at any time. And that's all I have. And again, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and we look forward to seeing everybody stay for the budget meeting. I know people were trying to leave, didn't want to stay for the budget meeting, but we hope you do stay. We got a lot of good information, and we'll hopefully answer a lot of questions as well. Thank you.
They just have to put up with you more, Keith, so. I will turn to committee reports, and I will start all the way down to my left. Liz, do you have anything you'd like to add to anything that?
Not this morning, thank you.
Okay,
Keith has covered it.
all right. Dan, do you have anything on the contract committee?
No.
Okay, Janice, anything on the insurance committee?
No.
Tom, do you have anything you want to add to the lawn and landscape?
Not at this time.
Alan, you already gave your second quarter financials at the October meeting, so do you have anything to report until we get to the Federation budget as new business? And Barbara, do you have anything on the CPC, the communication? Okay. So seeing there is no treasurer's report, then I will do my report. Ginger kind of asked me a question about the taste of the holidays, which I'll get into. Just want to let the residents know that Keith talked about the trash collection and the change in the county from Waste Connections to FCC. I believe their full name is FC Environmental. Am I correct? And the contract which he was speaking of is the contract for the dumpsters, for the 69 associations that utilize dumpsters. The only thing that is changing in the contract is the pricing. It will be presented to the board at the Federation board meeting in December, and unfortunately, we will be required to hold a December membership meeting for approval by the membership of that contract, so the FCC can get busy on replacing the dumpsters with their dumpsters. Even though the contract won't take effect until 1st of February, they are going to be responsible for replacing with new 2 and 4 cubic foot dumpsters, all of those dumpsters. So the pricing is basically complete, and a lot more about that will be discussed on December board meeting and the December membership meeting. And I would like to thank Keith for all the work he has put in on getting RFPs from different companies to do that trash collection service.
Jack, I just want to let people know that the trash collection contract is changing only because the company who had their license with the county was not renewed.
It was already mentioned by Keith.
Oh, okay, then I missed that. So
Don't interrupt my president's report.
So never mind.
The leadership of your community has worked together extensively on putting together a holiday event which has been pegged the Taste of the Holidays. And Matt, if I'm correct, there will be a e-blast going out within the next few days on that. Am I correct?
Correct.
I'm glad you shake your head because of the rattle I hear down here. As many of the community can get involved in this, the organizations, the Federation, the Master have gone out and solicited from our vendors items for the raffle. Some of the raffle items, there will be multiple chances to win. These raffle items probably are in the range of $7,500 to $10,000 in raffle items. And just to give you a few of them, right now the largest, which we are calling the grand prize, is a 2-night stay at the Gasparilla Inn on Boca Grande Island. That item is valued at around $1,700, and it's all-inclusive of food, taxes, gratuities, along with a junior suite for 2 for that night. Involved in that, in the raffle line, to go through some of these very quickly, there are sports and entertainment tickets, which includes tickets to the Bucks' last home game. There are tickets to the Tampa Bay Lightning game. It is a tickets for a suite, which will include food and drinks. That is valued for those 2 tickets in that suite at around $700. We have gift baskets that have rounds of golf included in them. The Land Trust has donated, and this should be of great interest, to a number of people, 1 set of tickets for 2 individuals to the entire series, the winter series of shows. Plus there are also tickets, 2 tickets for each individual show that will be available for bidding on. Plus there are gift cards for use in Kings Point for food, drink, or other things of which you would purchase within Kings Point. When you look at electronics, there are iPads that will be auctioned off. There are AirPads that will be auctioned off. There are golf cart certificates, and it's not for a golf cart, but it is for maintenance and inspection of your golf cart. There are a number of gift cards, starting with the largest gift card, which is a $500 Amazon gift card. And then there are Visa gift cards in $50 value, Visa gift cards at $100 values, Visa gift cards at $25 values, along with Publix gift cards at $100 value, Publix gift cards at $25 value. Where we have multiple, such as with the Publix gift cards, there's 10 $25 gift cards. You'll have 10 chances to win, because there'll only be 1 box for raffle tickets, and they will draw 10 winners out of that. Wherever we have multiple gift items that are the same, there is a lot of community having nails done. There's also services for manicures and pedicures at the spa at the 2020 building. There's car washes that are available, floral arrangements that are available. So the residents know the raffle and the Taste of Kings Point is open to Kings Point residents only. So to purchase a raffle ticket or to purchase a dinner ticket, you must present your badge. The raffle tickets will not require a name on them. They will be done by number. So nobody will know when they're drawing tickets who is the winner, because it's just a number on the ticket. So you keep one side of the ticket and give the other ticket in the box, so you can buy as many tickets as you want, bid on whatever items that you want. They'll be set up by category, so you'll be able to deposit your tickets and then turn your ticket in and receive your gift. Right now it's planned that those gifts will be available at the First Service office starting the next day. You do not need to be present to win, and we will be publishing the winning ticket numbers on every item the next morning, so you don't even need to hang around the clubhouse. All you have to do is check your email, because it'll be email blast to you and also put on the TV station. Don't lose your ticket. You lose your ticket, you don't get the prize. So, and we would donate your ticket to some worthwhile cause within the community if you don't pick up your prize. Thank you, Alan. Keep those tickets close to your vest. They also will be doing advanced raffle ticket sales advanced taste ticket sales, because you will need, as it stands right now, if you want to go in and do a taste of the holidays, which would be different restaurants and caterers, to purchase a ticket, and then you would purchase tickets to buy your food. So it should be a very good event. It is basically a lot of hard work that's been put on by the 5 entities in the community that you all are aware of, which is the Master, the COA, the Federation, Vesta, and First Service. And to all those organizations and the work and cooperation that has been displayed between them in putting this together, we are trying to make this a real fun holiday. And it is the first annual. We expect to do this every year going forward. And I will tell you, for the vendors that we operate with in this community, whether they be from the legal side of the house, the landscaping side of the house, the pest control side of the house, all of them have stepped up with generous donations. I don't think probably there's any vendor that has not donated at least $500 worth of gifts. So it is very grateful. And we all look for you coming out on the 13th. There's going to be a lot going on in the clubhouse. Sue Molinari, which I appreciate the work she has done, has gotten volunteers, which they will be bidding off wreaths and trees that will be filled within the clubhouse, along with a lot of the clubs will be selling their wares within the clubhouse. The clubhouse will be one ball of activity on the 13th, all for the holidays. So save your pennies. For that evening, you can win some very wonderful and very generous prizes that have been donated. All the proceeds, in case anybody knows, every dime that is going to be raised through the raffle, through the Taste of the Kings Point, every dime of proceeds will go to the Mary and Martha House in Ruskin. It will not go to any of the associations within Kings Point, any of the management of Kings Point. It is a total a charity event, and we expect the more residents we get involved, the greater the checks that we will be able to produce to donate to the Mary and Martha House, which is a very worthwhile organization. I would be remiss not to mention that there also will be an angel tree, both at the South and North Clubhouse, for items that the Mary Ann Martha House needs for children that they service. So be prepared as you come into the clubhouse shortly after Thanksgiving, that there will be an angel tree there for you to take an angel off of and purchase gifts. You don't need to worry about wrapping them. It's already been taken care of through the work that Mary Ann Meeker has done, and the individuals that volunteered to help her put that together. So with that, I, speaking on behalf of the Federation Board, would like to wish all the residents of the community a very safe and happy Thanksgiving, and look forward to seeing you again in December. With that, Steve Miller, would you raise your hand? You have filled out a request for open forum. Is that for the budget presentation that will be done after this meeting? Okay, so you want us to just wait until then? Okay, Steve, thank you. We have nothing else. No one else has signed up for open forum, so we will move to new business, which is the approval of the Federation Board budget for the 22-23 year, and I will turn the meeting over to Alan for his presentation.
All right, thank you, Jack. And actually, maybe I can start on page 4, page 4 of the presentation. And that starts with the funds, the reserve funds. Our reserve funds that we keep, and We do it that way because the money is not taxed by the government. It's in the reserve funds and then used as we need them. So these money in the reserve fund, again, we don't pay tax on it. Similar to the associations, where you don't pay tax on your money too, and you have to have a motion at the end of each year to say, hey, any money left over is going to be applied to future expenditures for next year. That way you don't pay tax on it. So the reserve funds that the Federation has, the Professional Services Fund, it was established in 2018 and used by the Federation Board for any professional services it needs, including legal, CPA, architect, engineer, and any other consultants that we need to hire. The revenue budget amount of $169,950 will provide for anticipated expenditures for the year. We anticipate legal services are needed for the lawsuits and contract negotiations for contracts that are ending soon. We also added this year $16,600 to the Professional Services Fund for 2 new items. We're adding new this year $15,000 for a work order system that the Landscape Committee is currently evaluating and possibly partnering with the Master Association to use Upkeep to improve the landscaping communications for the committee. Also, to maintain improved landscaping communications with the vendors, we're adding $1,600 for the iAuditor system. The next fund is the Grounds Cleanup Fund that was established in 2009. And of course, it is hoped that this expenditure in this fund would continue to be zero. However, NOAA does predict another above normal hurricane season this year. We have had recent hurricanes experiences, Hurricane Irma, that many of you, if you were here a few years ago, remember. And we had a recent scare from Dorian that those could repeat themselves and could cost thousands of dollars for cleanup. This fund was partially depleted to create the Landscape Fund in 2016. The Finance Committee recommends keeping the $50,000 balance in this fund for any needed future storm cleanup. The next fund is the Landscape Fund. This account, of course, was established in 2016 with a transfer from the Grounds Cleanup Fund. This fund is used to abate any unexpected or unusual landscape problems, such as the tar that occurred in 2016 that was beyond the scope of the current landscape contract. Tar, of course, is the take-all root rot, a very destructive fungal root rot disease on St. Augustine grass. And the Finance Committee again recommends keeping the $50,000 balance in this fund for possible landscape needs. Next fund is the Insurance Deductible Fund Reserve Fund. The Administrative Code AC2 and Operating Procedure 6, the OP6, require a minimum balance of $60,000 for this fund. Changes to Operating Procedure 6, adding a $500 deductible to claims and a higher awareness level of the insurance problems appear to have decreased demand from these funds. Unfortunately, demand had increased in 2017-18, reducing the fund well below the required minimum result. In an increase in 2019-20 budget of $88,000 brought it back up. We have been fortunate that claims have slowed down recently, which is great news, and you all are taking more care in taking care of your units, preventing fires, turning off the exhaust fans before you leave for vacation. I know that has caused fires in the past. Turning off your water when you leave so there's no water damage, etc. Also new for 2021 is the new insurance policy that reduced the deductible amount from $5,000 to $2,500. However, the 21-22 deductible was again raised to $5,000. We're proposing no additional revenues needed for the 22-23 budget. And as note 4 above explained, any future increase needed in this fund will be assessed only to the 109 associations with the 5,356 units who have the bulk property insurance, because claims from this are only for property insurance with the bulk property insurance that the Federation has. And again, there are only 109. 4 associations do not participate, they buy their own insurance for property. And it would be unfair to make those 4 associations representing 169 units pay for this fund that they cannot benefit from. The next reserve fund is the KP Community Promotions Committee Fund. This fund is committed to promoting the community through the design, development, and maintenance of the Kings Point website, the www.kingspointsuncoast.com, which we're also using kingspointtampabay.com. Through this website, the world is kept informed of sustained community promotion and various public relations activities. The KPCPC is revamping the community website, adding, again, kingspointtampabay.com. And therefore, we propose an additional $10,226 to the revenue budget for 22-23, with $0 from assessments and the $10,226 transferred from registration fees. Now, those other reserve funds, our operating expenditures are not in a reserve fund. Those are paid by the assessments and an ongoing situation. The operating budget for the administrative expenses covers office supplies, insurance, utilities, communications, janitorial, pest control, etc. for the Federation office and any other work the Federation Board enters into. And again, just for an overview now, the total proposed revenue budget available for 22-23, the total revenue budget is $185,685. That includes only $43,092 in assessments.
Alan, can I interrupt you for a moment? I know you're reading from that, but are there figures that you have provided to us or to the members? Because we're not slipping slides. And therefore, the only thing they have is the write-up that you have. They haven't seen any numbers or any figures.
Right, and I'm almost ready to go to those numbers.
Okay.
Almost ready. So, total, again, is going to be $65 per unit per month. That's a reduction, almost half, 47.6% reduction from last year. It includes $142,593 of interfund transfers. And the transfer includes excess unused amount earned in 21-22 in the registration fees, the transfer fees fund. So, let's see. Okay, now let's shift to page 1, if you would.
Page 18 of the packet.
I'm sorry,
I think you're talking about page 18 of the
page
packet.
18 of your overall packet, which is where the Federation, thank you, where the Federation budget
Okay.
is.
Can I just make one comment on what you just went over?
Okay,
You were speaking about the insurance deductible fund.
correct.
And in the comment of the insurance deductible fund, that the amount of the individual policy was increased from 2,500 to 5,000. Understanding that the insurance deductible fund, whether it's 2,500 or whether it's 5,000, the insurance deductible fund pays everything of that deductible except $500.
Correct, 500 is what the association would still pay.
Would still
Insurance
pay, whether
policy
it's
is-
2,500 or 5,000, so the increase does not truly impact the associations, because that's what the insurance deductible fund is, keeps them whole, except for the $500 of claim, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Alan, page 14, I'm sorry.
Page 14 of your overall packet is where the Federation budget occurs. You can see it right there on your table, which is probably a lot easier to read than this screen. Thank you very much. So, yeah, so the beginning of that, so the Federation is proposing a budget that's slightly more than last year. Last year's 21-22 budget required $1.24 per unit per month. This year's budget requires 65 cents per unit per month. And only 43,092 in assessments, and the rest is going to be transferred from the transfer fees. The assessments will be, again, 47.6% reduction from last year. Okay, then the next page shows the individual funds. The landscape fund will keep its $25,000 balance, which is required by AC1. Professional service fund, again, 65 cents per unit per month, even though the revenue is that plus the transfer is 106, almost 170,000. The grounds cleanup fund and the landscape fund will each keep its $50,000 balance. The insurance deductible fund, while no increase to that fund, will have $119,330 in the fund for use for claims for the property for the $5,000 deductible. $4,500 of that will be paid by this insurance deductible fund. The association, of course, responsible for $500 of their deductible. Community promotion fund, we need $10,226, but no increase in assessments, as all the money will be transferred from the transfer fees to cover that fund. And then the operating expenses, we need $5,509, and again, all that money will be transferred from the transfer fees. And that actually is a little bit of a deficit funding because we anticipate we'll have a couple thousand left over from the operating expenses from the current year. So it's actually kind of a deficit expenditure. We may next year see a deficit in operating expenses of a couple thousand, but that will be covered by the money that's added this year to that operating balance. So again, that's it, and that comes to, again, 65 cents per unit per month. And that's the budget. If there are any questions.
May I have a motion? Well, we can hit it in, if you don't mind, we can hit it in discussion. Once a motion is made to approve it, then we can go into it. Pardon? Can I have a second? Second. Now I'll open it up for discussion, and if you have a question, and I would only ask that you go to the mic so we can all hear, or Dan can bring a mic to you.
Trish Carone, Cambridge M. Under the professional services fund, the revenue amount was $72,000, and it says the budget proposal $154,000. I mean,
I think you're reading the current year, the 21-22 year. That's the current 21-22 year.
I'm reading it.
First
April 22 to March 23. It says revenue budget proposed for 22-23, 154,000.
Where are you reading
Professional services. Sorry if I didn't say that.
that? I don't know. I don't see where you're reading that.
Page 4, professional services fund, federal, what's up on the thing there? Page 14. It's up on the screen. You've got the legal fund, you've got the professional services fund.
About 169,950.
Yeah, I have 154 on our side, so. Yeah, that slide doesn't.
Keith, could you answer why the
Keith,
figure?
this could answer a question I have for you, because the correction that we made on this did not appear in this. Did you also?
Because we have it. Say that again, Keith, and could you use your mic?
In the budget package that was sent out, I used the approved Federation budget that was sent to me.
You did what?
I used there was an approved, this package was sent to me, that's what's in the budget package.
No, it wasn't. It's not what the board approved. Alan, can you define what the difference is between this and that?
Yeah, this is
But the increase is still 65 cents.
increase is the same, 65 cents. This is an old one. I guess you didn't pick up the corrected one that I sent, the latest one I sent. And the difference is, in the one you printed, which is the old one, you can look at the operating expenditures. It has 20,509. We took out 15,000 out of that to make it 5,509 and put the 15,000 back in the professional services fund. That's where what we did was, remember I mentioned to you that we added $15,000 for the work order system. That was, I don't know, one of the previous drafts was included in the operating expenditures. We moved that to the professional services account. So that 15,000 was moved from operating expenses into the professional services fund. That's the only difference there, I guess, on this.
The only thing that changes on the information which you have in your packet is in the revenue budget proposed, the figure of 150. Yeah, the figure is 154,950. It has been changed to 169,950. And under your operating expenses, the figure in your packet is 20,509, and it should read 5,509. The total of 185,685 is correct, and the total of 65 cents in the next column, assessment per unit per month, is correct. So the only difference is in those two figures. One went up by 15,000 and the other went down by 15,000. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
I guess so, but when we do this vote for approval, which one we're reapproving?
We're
The
approving,
packet you gave us? or
we're
the one that's on the
approving
board?
the 65-cent increase with 169,950 for professional services, $10,226 in the community promotions fund, and $5,509 in the operating expense, which is the one up here on the screen.
And the one on the screen is the one that was sent to everybody in the email.
Yes.
Not in the packet that they picked up.
Yes.
So you had the correct budget sent to you by email.
When the meeting notice was sent out, the
And
agenda
in
was
your
sent
memo.
out, what is on the screen was sent to you, what was in the packet was not.
To clarify, it was also in the president's, correct? In the president's mailbox?
Yes, it was in the president's mailbox.
The wrong one. No, the correct one.
No, the correct one was in the president's mailbox.
I had it in front of me.
And Maureen, it is the correct one, correct? The one you have in front of you?
These figures are wrong. It's not correct. I made the correction that we're talking about. That's not.
Did you pull that out of the president's mailbox?
Yes. Mine, which is out of the president's mailbox, has those numbers that you just corrected. The correct numbers say, mail, email, and box.
when was that email sent? On November 1st, an email was sent to all presidents and included the board members, correct? All board members of each association, and it contained the correct figures of exactly what's on the screen behind you.
Zero. You can't end up with 25,000 if all this is zero. See?
Any other questions? No other discussion?
Ken Page, treasurer of Andover T. I have a question relating to the damage to Dandridge. Who is responsible for resolving that issues? Is it Vesta, the association? Is this part of the insurance deductible?
Dan, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we are discussing the approval of the budget, not the...
That's relating to the insurance.
That is related to insurance, not to the approval of the budget, Dan, and I'd be more than glad to take that up after we get done with the approval of the motion on the floor. Yes, Joe?
Can I ask you to clarify something? You keep talking about an increase, but the truth of the matter is, if I'm reading this right,
the Federation Administration budget is down
That is
10
correct.
cents,
That is correct.
not up.
The monthly assessment per unit per month is decreasing. Any other question or concern? Then I will call the question. Mabel? And by the way, when we're done with this, Keith, I will meet you out back for your lashing.
I'll bring the whip, that's fine.
We could probably sell tickets to it.
I could, 50 cents or a dollar each, and we could donate it to the charity.
Yeah.
I do apologize for the package that was sent out to everybody is for the next meeting, but the assessment per unit is still 65 cents in the package. So the budget I received that put in there is not the incorrect one, but the one on the screen is correct. The bottom line numbers are accurate still. There was just obviously those two changes, so my apologies.
Yes, Jill?
I'd like to clarify based on what I'm hearing around me. The only thing this vote is for the Federation Administration budget.
It's
It has
only
nothing
for
to
the,
do with rest
it
of
is
the budget.
only for the Federation Board budget. It has nothing to do with the community budget, which is the package you have. We will get into the community budget after this meeting is adjourned. That budget is based upon already approved and already set charges. It is a combination of both the community budget and the budget which all the presidents were put in their mailbox. But that is not what we are discussing. We are only discussing the Federation Board budget for the 22-23 year, which has an assessment of 65 cents per unit per month.
Yeah, when I first moved to Kings Point and I looked at the budgets, I did not understand what the Federation's portion of the budget is. And maybe y'all know this, and you don't need this information, but all I'm saying is that the Federation only has one small portion of the overall budget of Kings Point. And under this, it's at 65 cents per unit that the residents are paying to the Federation Board to do their business. The other costs are all in contracts.
We're not even in that
We're
area.
not to that point, but I'm just drawing that separation because when I first got here, I looked at the numbers and I says, the Federation is charging me all this money and has control over it, but they don't. All they have control over is this this small section. And that's what we're voting on now.
So we will proceed with the roll call, Mabel.
Sir. Acadia,
Yes, by proxy.
Acadia 2,
Yes, by proxy.
Andover A,
Yes, by proxy.
Andover D, Andover F,
Yes.
Andover H, Andover I,
Yes, by proxy.
Bedford A,
Yes, by proxy.
Bedford C,
Yes, by proxy.
Bedford D,
Yes, by proxy.
Bedford E, Bedford H,
Yes, by proxy. Did we miss Bedford F?
Bedford F,
Yes, by proxy.
Bedford H,
Yes, by proxy.
Brookfield,
Yes, by proxy.
Cambridge A,
Yes, by proxy.
Cambridge B, Cambridge C,
Yes.
Cambridge E, Cambridge M, Cambridge M, Corinth,
Yes.
or Corinth? Correcting, I'm learning, Mr. Gary. It may be in 5 years. Devonshire,
Yes, by proxy.
Dorchester A,
No.
Dorchester B, Dorchester B,
Yes, by proxy.
Edinburgh,
Yes.
Fairborn,
Yes.
Fairfield A, Fairfield C, Fairfield D,
Yes, by proxy.
Fairfield E,
Yes, by proxy.
Fairfield G,
Yes.
Fairfield H, Gloucester A,
No.
Gloucester B, Gloucester D,
Yes, by proxy.
Gloucester E,
Yes.
Gloucester F,
Yes.
Gloucester J, Gloucester K,
Yes, by proxy.
Gloucester M, Gloucester M,
Yes.
Gloucester P, Grantham, Highgate A,
Yes, by proxy.
Highgate B,
Yes, by proxy.
Highgate C,
Yes.
Highgate D,
Yes.
Highgate 2,
Yes.
Highgate 3,
Yes, by proxy.
Highgate 4,
Yes.
Huntington,
No.
Idlewood,
Yes.
Inverness,
Yes, by proxy.
Jameson,
Yes.
Kensington,
Yes.
Knowles 1,
Yes.
Knowles 3,
Yes.
Lancaster 1,
As the largest homeowners unit in Kings Point, we're proud to say yes.
Lancaster 2, Lancaster 3,
Yes by proxy.
Lancaster 4,
Yes.
Lyndhurst,
Yes by proxy.
Manchester 1, Manchester 2, Manchester 3,
Yes by proxy.
Manchester 4,
Yes.
Maplewood,
Yes.
Nantucket 1,
Yes.
Nantucket 2, Nantucket 3,
Yes by proxy.
Nantucket 4, Oakley Green,
Yes.
Oxford 1,
No.
Oxford 2,
Yes by proxy.
Portsmouth, Princeton, Radisson 1,
Yes.
Radisson 2,
Yes by proxy.
Richmond,
Yes.
Somerset,
Yes.
Southampton 1,
Yes.
Southampton 2,
Yes by proxy.
Tremont 1,
Yes.
Tremont 2,
Yes by proxy.
Villeroy,
Yes by proxy.
Worlington,
Yes by proxy.
Yorkshire.
Yes.
Did you get Fairfield B as a boy?
I didn't Fairfield B. I'm not checked in for Fairfield B. She is? No, there's no Fairfield B.
B as in
Boy as in boy.
They haven't checked in.
They're absent.
They're absent. No, no proxy, nothing. Mr. President, you have a yes vote of 4,534 counts with 95.1%, with 81 association that voted yes, and 236 counts with 4.9%, and 4 association voted no.
Then the motion has passed. It's the only business we had on the agenda. Dan, you had a question, and I don't want to ignore your question, so Mr. Armstrong, excuse me, Dan, Hector. Your name just left my brain. Would you take a mic over to Mr. Page? Oh,
The damage that was done in Dandridge, if something like that happens in another association, who has to deal with that? Is the association have to deal with that? VESTA or the Federation? We had a similar thing in Andover T, but not a lot of damage. A truck tilted one of the carports, but not enough damage. If it's a damage like Dandridge, How do you resolve that issue? Does the association have to go back after the insurance, or does the VESTA, or the federation? How is that issue resolved?
Keith, it's up to you.
It's not Vesta. So the carport damage that happened there is gonna be basically applied to that person's auto insurance. So we have the police report, we've already contacted the State Farm insurance that he has, and it will be run through the process of running it through his insurance to pay for those damages.
So a simple answer to Mr. Page's question is it would go through First Service. The association should go through First Service, and First Service would handle it.
Yes, which has already been in
That's all I
process.
need to know.
I didn't want to ignore you, Dan. Therefore, I'll open for any announcements, good and welfare. Hearing none, I will take a motion to adjourn. Can I second? Thank you, Jim. This is Vicki and Jim. Yeah, what I will do is, in order to get prepared for the next meeting, we will take a 10-minute break and adjourn back at 11 o'clock.